In 1974, a group of farmers were digging a well in China when they accidentally discovered a life-size statue of a soldier. While they immediately knew it was something special, they had no idea what else lay below the surface. The discovery prompted Chinese archaeologists to start excavating, which led to finding what would turn out to be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of modern times. An estimated 8,000 clay statues, mostly of warriors, each with its own distinct facial expression, armory, and weapons were found buried underground. In addition to the warriors themselves, the dig also uncovered horses, chariots, bronze ritual vessels, jade jewelry, gold and silver ornaments, etc. The underground burial complex, which covers an area of 56 square kilometers, was built for the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huangdi, who took the throne at age 13 in 246 BC. The ruler, who was obsessed with immortality, had built the tomb guarded by life-size Terracotta Army intended to protect him in the afterlife. The body of Qin, who is buried in a tomb at the site, hasn't been excavated yet because of concerns about its stability, but explorations around the edge of it have uncovered statues of dancers and acrobats. Excavation has also revealed other mysterious findings, like strangely high levels of mercury and evidence that the poisonous substance coursed through an intricate system of underground troughs, replicating the topography of the actual rivers and seas carving the surrounding landscape. Some suggest that the emperor believed mercury had life-giving power and so surrounded himself with the toxic element, believing it was yet another way he might live forever. The discovery of the Terracotta warriors was a complete surprise to everyone because there are no historical records of them or of an underground army. They had sat untouched underground for more than 2,200 years. The scale of discovery remains a testament to the immense power of the Qin dynasty and has captivated the world through its legacy. About 2,000 years ago, a ship sank off the coast of the island of Antikythera and sat on the sea bottom until it was discovered in early 1900s. As archaeologists sorted out the artifacts that were retrieved from the wreck, they came across an object they didn't know what to make of. It had multiple layers of brass gears that precisely fit together and were built into a wooden box. A half-century later, a science historian figured out that this weird archaeological discovery was a hand-powered model of the solar system. Comprised of at least 82 fragments, the mechanism features a complex arrangement of gears and dials and is the oldest known example of an analog computer. It could predict the celestial movements like the positions of the planets and stars in the sky by date. Since then, researchers have found Greek text on the artifact that showed it could predict eclipses and moon phases decades in advance and could even track the 4-year cycle of athletic games similar to Olympiad, the cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. The quality and complexity of the mechanism's manufacture suggests it must have had undiscovered predecessors during the Hellenistic period. Its construction relied on theories of astronomy and mathematics developed by Greek astronomers during the 2nd century BC, and it is estimated to have been built in the late 2nd century BC or the early 1st century BC. Nothing like this has ever been discovered from antiquity, and nothing as sophisticated or even close appears again for more than 1,000 years. Such complex gear work, as in this astronomical calculator, only appeared much later in medieval clockworks. The find is a window to how the Greeks saw the universe. It shows that ancient Greeks had intricate metalworking skills and how they had advanced engineering knowledge that was subsequently lost for over a millennium. More than 90% of modern humans descend from a small population of Homo sapiens that left Africa about 60,000 years ago, according to genetic evidence. Researchers think that these groups might have been so successful because they had developed superior stone tools. These tools were smaller, sharper tools, made using a stone knapping method known as levalloys. The emergence of levallois technology is associated with what is known as the Middle Stone Age in Africa and the Middle Paleolithic era in Europe and Western Asia. Researchers have suggested that the levallois technique spread to diverse geographic regions around 125,000 years ago, when humans began dispersing from Africa. But a site in southern India, where ancient human sites have not been well studied, shows that people there had advanced tools more than 200,000 years ago. Researchers have discovered more than 7,000 stone tools showing a distinct upgrade in stone shaping techniques, including advanced blades, points, and scrapers, dating as far back as 385,000 years ago. The tools were uncovered at one of India's best-known archaeological sites, Atacama, which is located near the present-day city of Chennai in southern India. The site is believed to have been occupied by different prehistoric cultures for a very long time. The oldest artifact from the site, such as big hand axes and cleavers, date back all the way to 1.5 million years ago and are associated with the older Acheulean culture of the early Stone Age. The findings raise complex questions about the history of ancient technology, as it suggests that modern stone tools were being made in India much more earlier than previously thought. Whether that means that human ancestors left Africa in waves, or that different archaic species of hominids, rather than modern humans, came up with similar innovations separately, is unknown. But this certainly places India prominently on the map of human innovation and toolmaking. In 2003, a 6-inch-tall skeleton with a pointed head was found naturally mummified in the ghost town of La Noria in the Atacama desert of Chile. Although many people have claimed that the skeleton came from an alien, scientists have been able to sequence and study its DNA, which show the remains to be human and not of extraterrestrial origin. Atta, as the female mummy is known, was the remains of a premature human fetus, most closely related to indigenous Chileans, but also had some European ancestry. Although thought to be older, the mummy has been dated to as recently as the late 1970s. Because of her otherworldly appearance, Atta was passed from one private collector to another via the black market. Eventually, she landed in the possession of a Spanish businessman who allowed scientists to examine the body. The remains, which had been preserved by the extreme conditions of the Atacama Desert, had an irregularly shaped skull and a total of 10 ribs, as opposed to 12 for adult humans. It also had a rare bone aging disorder, as its bone density was characteristic of a human 6-year-old despite its tiny size. Researchers also found 64 different mutations of her genes that are associated with dwarfism, scoliosis, diaphragmatic hernia, oxycephaly, etc., but they're not sure which caused her skeletal malformation. Finding so many mutations that specifically affect skeletal development has never been seen before. Despite making international news, no one has ever come forward to claim the child, so we may never know Atta's full story. Nevertheless, Atta could still provide much-needed insight into genetic and anatomical anomalies.